Alright. Hello everybody. This will be my first YouTube video. Hopefully many more to come. Just started collecting arrowheads January of this year, I guess. I've found a few in the past, but I hadn't really been into it until I got on YouTube and found a site called Richard's Rock House, and it kind of melted my brain a little bit, and now that's all I can do. So thanks, Richard. It's a good thing, don't worry about it. Alright, I got a question, maybe you guys can help me and the boy. This is one I found back before I really got into it, and me and my youngest son, we was out trying to find a good crappie hole on a river. And this was laying in a sandbar about a foot underneath the water, and thought it was a leaf at first, and I got to looking at it. I was like, well, that's a pretty cool looking leaf. So boy got down there and picked it up, and sure enough, it was an arrowhead, and totally by accident, of course, but couldn't ask for a better find, that's for sure. I mean, it's perfect. I mean, it's, I guess, what you call G10 needle point. Flaking is awesome on it. Thin, straight, symmetrical. It's about 3.5 inches long, about 1.5 inches wide at the widest. But this base is what's got me, you know, like I said, I don't have the experience that everybody else has, but I'm learning. So you know, if you could help me out here, this would be awesome. I don't know what this is. It's fluted. That's how it was made. Got a big old notch in the bottom of it there. Very cool piece. So if you could help me out, that'd be cool. And then there's this one. Found this one in a creek, and found that about as deep as water as you could possibly find an arrowhead in. It was black on one side, and if it hadn't have rolled over just like that, I would never have seen it. It was just laying in there like that. That's all I could see in the black bottom of the creek, and it was a pretty cool experience. But that base right there is what's got me. I think it might be, I don't know if that's what you call an Adena base or not. I've got some Adenas, but I've never seen that base on anything, and it's kind of neat. It's got a little impact fracture right there, and there's a little busted ear right there. The camera's not that good. I apologize for that, guys, but I'll get a better one someday, hopefully. One side's really nice, flaking wise. The other side's kind of crude. Looks like they just made it out of a chunk, or, you know, a flake or something. I don't know, but it's pretty thin. I don't know if you can see it or not, but that's another one I could use some help with. Kind of help me identify that one. Teach me as I go here. I've been having pretty good luck as far as, you know, finding stuff. I've been blessed to find, you know, the bigger full stuff. You know, found this little bitty bird point right here. I mean, that's a little bitty thing, about the size of the end of my finger. Fits on a penny. Pretty cool. Found this fluted piece here. Some very cool pieces. This one here is awesome. I think that's a Snyder's. Pretty sure. But very cool colors. I don't know if you can pick it up in this with this camera or not, but it's yellow and white. Got a yellow dot in it right there, bullseye. Very, very beautiful. I wish this camera was better, but it's a pretty neat piece. That was definitely made a good day, that's for sure. Been finding some blunts. This is my most recent piece. Found this in the middle of a river. The river down here is virtually dried up, and I mean, it's 6 inches deep, and, you know, 8 feet wide at some spots. I mean, it's ridiculous. I've never seen it this dry. But if it hadn't been that dry, I'd never found this one. That's for sure. It was right smack dab in the middle of the river. Little blunt, been worked back down, obviously from a bigger piece. I found a couple of pieces with that base on it in the same area. So it's the same people that's making it. I'll show you. There's that one, and then this one right here is the other one I'm talking about. There at the same type base. It's got a flute up through it. Found that in the dry creek. Just laying there. I've gotten lucky and stumbled across a couple of spots that obvious that had people living there for thousands of years. So I've been blessed with that. Found some big Adinas here. I think that's an Adina. Pretty sure that's an Adina. That's almost 4 inches long. It's the biggest one I've ever found. It's not the prettiest one, but it's the biggest one. It's pretty cool. Found that one with it was pretty neat. My mom and my son decided to take grandma out for a day out of the house, and kind of took her to a creek and gave her more than she was bargaining for, but that's what we got, and she thought that was pretty neat, so she's ready to go again. So I might have created another monster. Here's another one. Found this one 2 months. No, found this in February, about 20 yards from where I found that one. So obviously same people. Don't know how old it is. I believe it's an Adina. Deer season, the late deer season, December season. Found this same spot, about another 20 yards down. Definitely an Adina. Very thin, very nice piece. I mean, for a creek find, I am not complaining at all. And then same spot, found this. I'm assuming that's a old wore out tomahawk or flint axe or something. I'm not sure. It's definitely been worked all the way around it. I don't know if that's a freeform or I'm thinking an axe or tomahawk, whatever you want to call it. Find a lot of tools. Here's an adze. Found that just laying on the ground. I couldn't believe it. Definitely been worked. Been very lucky. There's a big old, I'm assuming, knife or spear tip, some type of tool. Maybe a spear tip. It's got kind of fat down here in the backside, but very thin everywhere else. It's huge. Gray, flint, I don't know what you call it. Very pretty. This stuff over here, just ignore that stuff. I've been making them, learning. Some of them are ugly, some of them are really, really pretty. Kind of learning that as I go. So everything from here over is modern, my stuff, and everything from here over is authentic artifacts. Here's something here that's found out on a gravel bar. It's flaked. I don't know if it's just a scraper or an old leaf type tip, or yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's not an old leaf tip. I mean, because I found some pretty in the same creek. I found this, which I think is an old Dalton that's just been wore out. I thought it was broke at first, but I don't think it's broke. I think they worked it down that way. Just from looking at it, I think it might have gotten broken. They reworked it, but it's a usable point. And then there's this piece I found, and I don't know what that is either. It's got a kind of a strange base on it. It's got a little bit of a notch there, and then there's a notch down here. And I thought it was broke, but it's not. That's just the way it was made. Don't know what it is. Don't have a clue. So Here's another one for you guys to maybe help me out with. Trying to get me going in the right direction there. Found a pretty cool Adena blunt overhang. That's probably one of my coolest finds I've found in a long time. Really nice flake. I wish it had been a full tip, but that's how they made it. Broke it and resharpened it, and I guess they didn't throw nothing away until they had to. Left it there, and then here I come along, and I think it's the greatest thing in the world, so I guess it was meant to be. Here's a pretty cool tip. I don't know if that's a Etley or a Hart. I don't know what that is. Definitely been used. Tip's gone. Impact, signs of impact right there, and right there. I mean, it's definitely been used. It's a pretty good sized piece. I mean, it's 3.5 inches. Very thin. It's kind of a heartbreaker, but it's a cool piece. I'm not complaining at all. It'd have been really awesome if it had been 100%. But you know, you gotta have the good with the bad, or the bad with the good, to make life go around, I guess. I got some other things. This is the first drill I've ever found, which is pretty cool. Found that in the same creek that I've been finding. I'm sorry, these oddball ones here in, and it'd been really cool to find that tip. But you know, can't win them all, like I said, and they're all just as neat. So they're pretty cool. Here's a pretty cool find. That's a heartbreaker. I mean, that's just as black can be. I'm guessing that's a Dalton. Boy, it's hard to see. Sorry about the camera, guys. But it's just the base. I mean, it would have been a neat piece for sure. Just happened to look down one day, and that was there, and picked it up. Some pretty neat stuff. And then over here I've got either just some of the tools and pieces that I've been finding. It's a big old hawk. I'm assuming that's a tomahawk. I mean, it looks like a flute right up through the middle. It's been worked on both the back side, and the tip has been worked around. The rest of it is just still got the Cortex on it. Real thick there. Real thin there. I mean, it's been hit on. Don't exactly know, but it's definitely man-made. Bunch of other stuff, tools. I don't know what this stuff is, but you know, when you see flaking, you know it's something. And boy, this camera's not doing it justice, but obvious flaking all the way around it. So some type of tool. A lot of bases and knives, and this here is a recent find. I mean, I'm sure that's just a corner of a knife. There's a little adze of some sort. Been finding some teeth and some pretty cool quartz. This coral stuff is everywhere around here. This stuff here. Big old flat stones, some fossils, some bowls. Here's a little bowl. Polished, high polish on that.